It's not a new thing for people within the media sphere to go after YouTubers and try to get their channels removed or just to attack them in some way, shape, or form because these content creators have an opinion that they disagree with. And there's a lot of people who actually follow these content creators. Last year, we saw it when the Marvels came out and they were trying to get many YouTubers canceled as a result of that. More recently, we saw a concerted effort to false flag many YouTube channels in order to try to get them taken down. That really didn't work for them either. And now we're seeing this latest thing here where it's not necessarily a cancellation attempt, but it is, I think, calling out a particular YouTuber directly because they don't like his opinions. This article from That Park Place is talking about it. DC Comics appears to malign YouTuber Jeremy Griggs, aka DDay Cobra of Geeks and Gamers, by turning him into Blue Beetle villain. And this is the image right here. And I will say it does look like they're directly trying to target Jeremy Prime when it comes to this one right here. I mean, it's almost an uncanny resemblance for that. DC Comics appears to have maligned YouTuber Jeremy Griggs, aka DDay Cobra of Geeks and Gamers YouTube channel, in a recently released Blue Beetle graphic novel. As initially reported by John De La Rose at fandompulse.com, writer Julio Anto and artist Jacoby Salcendo appear to have included the likeness of Griggs in their recently released Blue Beetle graphic novel, This Land is Our Land, a Blue Beetle Story. According to this article, the way the graphic novel characterizes Jeremy is it says he's part of a YouTube funnel that leads one of Jaime Reyes' friends to join an organization called Legion of Patriots that is actually a neo-Nazi group. And in this panel below, this is what he says during that. Unlike the mainstream media, we don't wear makeup, we don't spread lies, we don't have a bias, we believe in the truth. The left tries to tell us that multiculturalism is the answer to all of society's problems, yet they criticize us for being men, for being white, for being straight. Clearly, they don't actually watch any of Jeremy's content because he is a noted homosexual, but still, this is what they say about it. And in all honesty, just going by this, I really don't see where the lie is here. They actually do those sort of things, and they're basically saying it's wrong to point that out. The next page features a number of other YouTube personalities discussing immigration, with one of Jaime Reyes' friends discussing his other friend's journey to the Legion of Patriots. The friend states the more videos he watched, the more the algorithm fed him similar content, each one more racist and xenophobic than the last. And we're going back to this tired idea again about they're saying like, oh, it's the YouTube algorithm pushing this sort of thing, as if the YouTube algorithm is actually trying to push this type of stuff on people. Because sign out of YouTube, go into an incognito window and go to YouTube. Is it showing this stuff on the front page? No, you don't see this stuff anywhere. You actually have to seek out this sort of thing. So this whole idea about how this is pushing it onto people and it's radicalizing him, that's just complete crap. What actually happens is people are seeking out this sort of thing because they have these views themselves. So they're trying to see if there's other people who actually agree with them. And the reason channels like Geeks and Gamers and like Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic, the reason why they're so popular with a lot of these people and why they have such huge followings and a lot of viewers is because the vast majority of the public actually agrees with them. That's why whenever you're seeing a lot of movies that are trying to push over identity politics and other things like that, they fail because the overwhelming majority of the public doesn't actually like that sort of thing. They're trying to make it seem like the people who are just saying this sort of stuff is just a vocal minority, yet at the same time, they're also trying to say that they have the power to just tank a lot of these productions. So if they say a bad thing about some Disney property, well, then it's going to fail because of, I don't know, they can mobilize a vocal minority of people to go after it or something like that. They try to say that they organize review bombing, but still, if the thing was popular, then it wouldn't be effective. And they only seem to use those excuses when it's something that's starring a non-white man that's actually failing. When you get something like The Joker, for instance, which stars a straight white man and that fails, they're not trying to say it's because of racist and sexist dogpiling on it or anything like that, because a lot of these people within this same space on YouTube are saying the exact same thing, and that it's a trash movie, it's terrible, people shouldn't go see it. And they're not saying that because apparently they're racist and sexist against straight white men. They're saying that because it was a bad movie, and they say that about any bad movie. It's just certain movies, studios have the demographics within those movies that they like to conveniently use as a human shield for any type of legitimate criticism. Griggs has not issued a statement on this. He did kind of mention it on the Geeks and Gamers live stream this morning, and he was basically just laughing about it. He also reposted that YouTuber Hypnotic, who wrote, "Bro, they tried to turn DDay Cobra into a badass villain in the new Blue Beetle comic." Yeah, and that's one of the things about this is he just looks kind of cool, and anyone who reads this is just like, yeah, that seems kind of sensible. That type of stuff is going on. He also reposted legal analyst and YouTuber Andrew Esquire. He questioned, will filing an unauthorized use of personal sue? Yeah, really. That'd be funny if he actually does sue for likeness. I mean, obviously that's just a joke. This isn't close enough technically to be considered a theft in that regard, but still, it's pretty obvious what they were going for in this comic. This tactic that both Julio Anto and Jacoby Salcanda use is well-worn one. Novelist Brian Niemier notes, it is what Hollywood has used to push the current culture of death that permeates much of the United States. And what they're doing with this tactic is basically when you have a hero in a story, people naturally want to kind of adopt the views of the hero. If they have an antagonist in the story, then they want to kind of reject the views from the antagonist in the story. So that's what they're trying to do when it comes to things like this. The people who are creating it find the views that they don't personally like and put those in the mouth of the antagonist so that people who consume their media will naturally want to reject it. All the more effective if they can actually make their antagonist more closely resemble a real life figure, because then when that real life figure says similar things, people will naturally reject it, or at least that's the hope that they have. But as years have gone on, one thing that these creators have also done, and that's pretty much within all the entertainment industry, is they've been not shy about attacking the people who are usually the paying customer, calling them ists and phobes and other things like that. So ordinarily, if a person espoused similar views as this character in their comic book, they would say like, oh, well, you're an ist and phobe if you say these sort of things. People would be like, well, I don't want to be considered one of those, so I guess I won't say these sort of things, or I guess I'll just hide it, or maybe those beliefs are somehow inherently wrong. But since they've overused those attacks, it's gotten to the point where many people are like, yeah, I don't care that you're going to call me those sort of things, or I disagree that I'm one of those things. I don't think I am one of those things. And you calling me that, I think you actually are that yourself. So it's pretty much not working for them anymore. And they're just resorting to just double and triple down because they don't know how to actually craft a convincing argument. The only thing that they can do is try to attack the people who are criticizing them and calling them out for what they're doing. And if that fails, trying to cancel them. And we've seen time and time again that they keep trying to do this sort of thing. And each time it fails, and it really fails because the majority of the public, like I said before, agrees with people like this. They don't like being demonized because of immutable traits that they have, like whether you're male, white, straight, whatever. People shouldn't be demonized because of those characteristics. And even if people like Jeremy and Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker, Yellow Flash, if they had their channels canceled now, that doesn't mean this type of pushback from the entertainment industry will stop all of a sudden. All that will mean is that more people will rise up and basically fill in that void, because there's a market for this type of content on the internet right now. And there is actually a large portion of the audience who agrees with these sort of people and actually will repeat the message, or at least form their own opinion and have a variation of the exact same view that they have. That's why, like I said, these creators are so popular. It's because they're saying what the audience actually wants. And that's why a lot of mainstream media is starting to fail, because they're not giving people what they want. They're trying to tell them what they want, and it's just not working. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Do you think this is basically trying to be like Jeremy, or do you think it's just a crazy coincidence? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And don't forget to click that like button and share this video out there, because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.